Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Meryl-Lee Roach and this is my beautiful husband, Ray Roach, and together we are always and forever. Today we are back with another exciting video for you guys. It is a sit down video. We haven't done a sit down video in like the longest time.
Yeah, definitely.
Ever. So we are doing a sit down video. It is content that is very dear to our heart. It's like a topic that's very dear to our heart. We are finally parents of a 4-year-old. And in this year of being parents for 4 years, we have learned a lot. We have grown a lot. We are definitely not the same people that we were 4 years ago. So we have summed up a few questions or like a few topics that we are going to be discussing with you guys, basically about parenting and our 4 years experience of being adult parents. Okay, so the questions that we have come up with, I've actually asked Chizzy to also get questions, but he did not.
I didn't get any questions because the questions that you already got together.
You think they're good enough?
Was good.
Okay.
Was good
so as we go, like, and you can think of something, we can obviously just add.
Yeah.
Them, right? Okay, so we are parents of a 4-year-old little boy. His name is Zachary Frank Roach, and he is, for us, the most beautiful human being on this planet of Earth. He's the most beautiful little boy ever to us, right? So, love, what have you learned since being a parent? Like, what has being a parent like taught you?
Okay, so in my experience of being a parent, I would say it's firstly, it's definitely a blessing, you know.
Yes.
To have the ability or to be in a position to be actually to become a parent, because you know, as much as we say we make kids,
God makes kids.
God is the one who decides when and where, and He's like, there's a new person coming. I've given this person life. This person is going to be a living, breathing human being.
Yes. So
the value of it being a blessing is priceless. There's nothing you can put on it. So I've gone off topic now, but that's the first thing I want to say. It's a blessing.
No, it's still relevant.
But then the other thing that I can say is what I've learned the most from being a parent is you literally get to start from scratch. Like, you learn everything. Everything is like the things that you thought you knew.
Yeah.
You started from scratch because you're learning through growing with somebody else. And you learn that you need to be better for this person. You need to lead by example. And not to say that you must completely disregard your own interests and stuff, but your interest in all that, it shifts.
Yeah.
So what I've learned is it's a blessing, and it comes with growth.
It comes with a lot of growth.
And it's a learning process.
Definitely. Okay, so what I've learned since being a parent, or what parenting has taught me, is that it's not just about me anymore. I have to first think of another human being before I get to even think about myself. But at the same time, I need to be healthy. I need to stay healthy, and I need to constantly work on me and constantly try and better my health and better my ways of thinking and better my ways of doing things, so that I can be better for Zachary, so that I can be in the position to, when it's time to put him first. I think that
yes.
Yeah, no.
Without
hesitation. And what I've realized is that a child needs a healthy mom, um, in order to grow, if it makes any
and the
sense.
guidance and
Yeah,
the
and
nurturing.
and the guidance and the nurturing. So as
Yeah.
much as I put Zachary first, I also need to take care of me at the same time. And
In order for you to be able,
in order for me to even be able
yes,
to be a present and a good parent for Zachary. What I've also learned, since being a mom, is that I get to live through him. I get to experience childhood through my son. I get to experience a lot of beautiful, and create a lot of beautiful childhood memories for him, but also with him, that I didn't necessarily have, because we are in a different age than when I was a 4-year old. So we are in a different age, and things now is so exciting for kids, and things now is, so accessible for them, and
very much accessible. I
very
mean,
much accessible for them.
if you hear about a new video or a new toy or a new show, it's easily accessible.
It's easily accessible through. It's easily accessible, but what the next point on that, what I wanted to say, what parenting has also taught me is, like we've just said, it's easy accessible, but it's only easy accessible if you make it. Yes, if you put the work in. So it has taught us, parenting has taught me and Chizzy, that we always have to do better, and we always have to be better in order to make these things easy accessible. So that comes in where we have to be mentally strong, physically strong, and financially strong. We have to work our finances and create space in order to make these things easy accessible for Zachary. So yeah, parenting is and has grown us up so much. We love the process, because as much as we are doing it for him, we actually also doing it for ourselves, by constantly being present and constantly focusing on the main point, and that is a healthy child and a happy child. All right.
Most definitely.
Okay, different ways of parenting. We do have different ways of parenting, me and Chizzy.
Yeah, no, that
we do have different ways of parenting.
But the nice thing about it is it strikes a nice balance.
It does.
Because sometimes the way you would do something, you can easily say, you know what, babe, you can call me once and say, hey, this was a bit harsh, or this was a bit, let's just tone it down a bit. But the thing is, it's also,
and vice versa as well,
it's something that should be cooperative.
Yes.
Like, I think if it's cooperative, it's gonna come out from a place where the child doesn't get confused.
Yes.
Because it will be a thing of, okay, it looks like my mom and my dad is on the same page.
Yes.
So yeah, I can't go to this one or ask this one.
I think the most important thing for us is...
He does try that.
No, he does.
If he doesn't get something with me, then he'll
definitely,
go to you. But
definitely.
I see now recently...
No, we've grown, me and you.
Now recently, he hasn't been doing that.
He hasn't been.
He sees that, okay, these people are on the same page.
We're on the same page, because what we and Chizzy, okay, what I want to say is, and then I'm going to get to that point, right?
Yeah.
So how we got to that point was, we have different ways of parenting, but we don't let Zachary see that we have different ways of parenting. We would discuss our things in our room, or we would discuss it amongst each other. And then when we come to Zachary, we come together as a unit, and we come together as mom and dad, and we come together as we have made this decision. So where Zachary, like what you just said, that he tried to, if his dad says no, then come to me, or where I say no, then he goes to his dad. Fortunately for us, we communicate constantly, and we try and be better parents all the time. So thankfully for us is we communicate so much about how we're gonna deal with different scenarios. Like we put ourselves in certain scenarios in certain ages. Like if Zachary would come to us and do this, what would we do? If he comes to us at this age and asks us, what would we do?
Yeah.
So we got to a common ground that wherever Zachary goes to his dad and his dad says no, and it comes to me and I would ask, what did your dad say? And then sometimes we would lie and say, I don't know, I didn't ask Dada. So I can just say, Dada, didn't Zachary ask you this thing? And when he says yes, then I would just tell Zachary, your Dada said no, my angel, so it's no. Yeah, but at the same time, we still don't have things figured out. We still don't have things figured out. I can remember not so long ago, Zachary was not feeling well and he was sick. And we have different ways of parenting and we have different ways of doing things. So we bumped heads. We bumped heads.
Serious head butting.
It was seriously head butting. But we take everything as a learning curve because we never know how we are going to act in situations. All right, we are also growing and we are also learning. So for us, Zachary hasn't been this sick in the longest time ever. The last time we had to deal with a sick child was in the first year of him being sick. This is something new to us now, where we all over have a sick child. So I think we were both stressed out.
It was a bit of panic mode as well because...
Yes, so we were both stressed out and we were both panicking, and he wants to do things his way and I want to do things my way. And at the end of the day, I just felt like but I am the mother, you know, but at the same time, he just felt like, but I am the dad. And yeah, we both want to do things. And I think around about the fourth day, we had to come together and say, before we literally kill each other, let's have a conversation. Let's get a structure. Let me understand where you are at and understand where I am at. And I think after that, we could deal with the situation that we had as a unit.
We could meet each other on common ground.
We could meet each other on common ground, yeah. So as much as sometimes we have a scenario figured out or we have a situation figured out, we also have scenarios and we also have things that we have to learn through going through
finding a balance.
Yeah, finding the balance, and we have to learn through going through what the certain situation is currently right now. So that is parenting. Like one time you think you have everything figured out, and the next, like, it's just a ball of chaos.
Yeah, like you completely lost as to what comes next. So,
exactly.
That process of learning, it doesn't stop at all.
No, it doesn't. Point number 3, how we handle how other people or other parents talk to our son. How do we handle that?
See, when it comes to that, I come from the era where somebody else could shout you and that's fine. Because it's an adult. So
we both come from that era,
yes.
as a blue.
So personally, me, I don't have a problem with that. It's just that you just assess what happened and you look at the situation and you address it appropriately.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's the same like, you addressing somebody else's child.
Yeah.
You find out what happened, what is the situation, and then you assess it and then you take the necessary action.
Yeah.
But as far as to that, I personally don't have a problem with it because, like I said, in my era, anybody could get hold of you.
I think, yeah. I think one thing that, like Chizzy said, from his era and then a bit of my era as well, from being a child, it wasn't only your parents growing you up, and it wasn't only your parents shouting at you, and it wasn't only your parents raising you. And I think that for us has value. So like Chizzy said, like we would never shout at a parent for shouting at our son. We would assess the situation, and if it is needed for Zachary to be shouted at, by all means do that. Assess the situation, and if it's needed for Zachary to be shouted at or to be set straight, then we would allow it. And we would also tell Zachary and explain to Zachary, you were wrong. Auntie didn't only shout you because for no reason. Auntie shout you because you were naughty. You and your cousin, or you and your friend, or you and whoever, your guys were naughty, and that's why Auntie shouted you. Using harsh words towards our child, or towards a child. How do you feel about that? Using harsh words.
Yeah, sometimes like there's a fine line with that thing, because sometimes, as an adult, you need to control your anger.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say something and you look back at it, you're like, yo, that was, that's not something I should have said. Because at the end of the day, even though it is a child, there's words carry power.
No, it does.
So like how you address and how you say things, kids remember that, because I mean, like, you understand, if it's something harsh, it can hit hard, because I mean, everybody has emotions, and even at that age you can have emotions.
Yeah, you do.
You understand? So I think, just structure the wording and whatever you want to say well, so that it doesn't come across as being overly harsh.
Yeah. What we definitely have learned, both of us have learned from raising Zachary, is that as much as we think that these little kids don't really know anything, I think from our parents' era, they always used to have the thing is like, a child is a child, and what I say go, and you don't really know anything yet. Zachary has taught us that he is very much present, and he is very much in line with the words that comes out of our mouths. So if we have to use any harsh words against Zachary, what he has taught us is that he feels it and he hears it. And I think in a child's development, it is important to use positive words when it comes to a child. It is important to use words that would always motivate the child, and that would always help the child while he is developing. Right?
Continuous harsh words can have a long-term effect.
It has a long-term effect in a bad way, and that child grows up thinking that I am irritating, like saying to a child, yo, you are irritating me the whole time, just go away. Those words become a thing. That child become would either
start believing that maybe I am
actually yes,
you understand.
So what do you want to
say? Irritating child.
Yeah, maybe I am actually irritating child. Or that child might even feel that, you know what, I don't even belong in this world, because my mother don't even have the time to talk to me. And it grows up, that child grows up into a teenager. Those words that you have said to that child while that child is a teenager, now you as a parent haven't even graduated from not using those words. Now you still use that words to your teenager now. And that child starts dwelling into the world, and that child starts doing things.
So when it comes to that topic, there's just certain words that, it might stick.
It might stick.
And so when it comes to that, I think it's better just to refrain from not doing that, or not using those type of words.
Yes.
Because it might have a long-term effect.
It might have a long-term effect, which is so true. There's one word in specific, and I know a lot of mommies don't use that word, is you naughty. I know.
But I feel like that word, if you think about it, like
that word is relevant. But we use that word.
It's a word it has a pun. It can have a double meaning. It can be actually like, okay, now you are really naughty, or it can actually be like funny. Because some kids would use it as like, they would take it in a way of like, no, I'm not naughty. You know, it can be also comic relief.
You know what I want to say is I don't understand it, and I don't want to use I don't want to speak of things that I don't understand. So I haven't really had a conversation with a mommy and asked her, why is it that you don't use that word with your child. I have been in circles where a mommy would just say, oh no, we don't use the N word. So I'm like, the N word? And they're like, notice. So I'm like, okay, there's a thing about it.
Yeah.
Cool. So I haven't done my research, my research on it, like why don't mommy use those words? But we feel like we use that word on Zachary, and we explain to Zachary everything that we say to him. And Zachary is very verbal. He would also ask. So when Zachary does something that is out of his character or that is naughty, I would say, Zachary, that was very naughty of you. That was really naughty of you. Mommy don't appreciate what you just did. You know that you're not allowed to do that. Why did you do that? Right?
Yeah.
And then we let Zachary sit and think on it. Then Zachary comes back to us because we also apologize in this house. We apologize in this household. So we have taught him to apologize when
it's
you have done
that.
Yes, when you have done something wrong, when you have done something out of your character, when you have hurt
also
somebody. So then Zachary can come back and say, Mommy, I'm sorry for being naughty. I'm sorry for not listening to you, for spilling out, or for whatever he did. He would come and say he's sorry and apologize, and then also specify the reason, because we would explain to him. So then he also knows that certain things are not right in life. That's just my meaning. That's my personal meaning. I mean, I am a mom completely on my own, different from other moms. So I personally feel like as much as we give positive words to kids, when a child also does something that's not right and that's out of character, I address those things as well, because those things also needs explanations. Because I'm not only going to tell my child, you are the best human being on this planet of earth, you are the best little boy, you are so cute, and then you're busy running around doing things that you are not supposed to be doing in the house. I mean, that's also not right. So we just try and keep a balance. So using the word no, the N word that other mommies don't use, we use it in our house. We definitely use it in our house. Okay, point number 4.
What I also wanted to say is, you know, when it comes to words as well, the structure and things of wording and things like that, sometimes it's also a fine line so that your child knows also what harsh words are and what it's part of building up his vocabulary as well. So it's
and his emotions.
And the thing is, obviously kids say things and they hear things. So if you hear something that he says that is out of the norm, at least just explain it to him nicely. Like, say, you know what, this word means this, so it's not a good idea to use this word. So it's also helping him also, and also refraining from those words also. So just finding that balance. And
I think it's important to stay very vocal with your child. It's important to have constant communication with the child.
And also allow him to say something. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but there's a lot of times where I actually force him to talk. And I tell him, like, you know what, you can't talk. What do you want to say?
What do you want to say? Don't just hold all your feelings inside your face, because we can see your face is upset. So what is happening inside of you right now? And now he's so cute. Now if you upset Zachary would be quiet for about 5 minutes. Then he comes, then he says, Mommy, I would just like to say, I don't like what you said to me. It really makes me feel sad.
It wasn't very
nice. Oh, that's my word. Then he says, it wasn't very nice. So we encourage Zachary to come out and be with his emotions. And at the same time, I can apologize for Zachary. Tell him, listen, I apologize if I've made you feel this kind of way. However, you have done 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is not allowed. So I cannot allow you to do what you do, because I am the adult and I am the parent and I am the one that needs to guide you. So it doesn't come from me just wanting to, be ugly towards you, but it comes from me teaching you something.
Yeah.
Okay, the next point is expectations from a child without teaching. Expectations from a child without teaching.
Yeah, this one is easy.
Is it easy?
This one is easy.
Okay,
you know why I say this one is easy? Because you cannot have expectations from a 3-year-old, from a 4-year-old, because this person relies on your guidance. So you having expectations for somebody that's at that age is unrealistic.
It's unrealistic.
It's putting pressure on a child,
and it's also confusing his brain.
Which is, you can't put pressure on a child and put expectations on a child. I mean, like, if you were talking about a teenager, that's different.
No, it's not different.
No, okay, listen. The reason, let me explain that.
I feel like I'm such an activist for teenagers, especially confused teenagers.
So wait, let me just explain.
Okay.
Because when you can talk to a teenager, you can be more vocal, and the understanding is there. You understand? Expectations can be put in place and stuff like that, but it also needs to come with explanations as to why. But with a child, you can't do both. Actually, you can't have expectations because you can't explain to a child what expectations are or what do you expect from him. So it's the same with a teenager. Even though I said that, it comes down to explaining and understanding and guidance. That is the most important. All this is about guidance. So even as a child, teenager growing up, guidance. I'd rather say guidance than instead of expectations, because you can't have expectations without guidance.
Basically, for a 4-year-old, or for where we are now with Zachary, is that when you reprimand a child and you say, for instance, the child is jumping on the bed, right? And you're like, come here. Are you allowed to jump on the bed? Are you allowed to jump on the bed? Did I say you can jump on the bed? That is having an expectation without teaching that child. Have you ever taught that child, listen, I don't allow jumping on the bed. This is mommy's bed. This is Dada's bed. This is where we sleep. We don't allow any jumping on a bed. Yes.
I can't exactly remember the scenario,
yes.
But the thing is, before me even having it explained to him or taught him a certain thing, I was already expecting
him not to do it.
Yes.
He did something that he did for the first time. He has never done it since he has ever been born, right? So it was something that he did for the first time, which was obviously something wrong. So then, it needed in that moment, because it was his first time doing that specific thing wrongly, right? It was his first time doing that specific thing wrongly. So for me, it's just a thing of, you cannot now shout that child for doing that thing, because you have not taught that child that what you are currently doing is a wrong thing. The only time I personally feel, and we now as a unit, because we have decided that if Zachary does something that he has done before and he knows, because we have taught him that before, and he does it again, then we can have an expectation from him, and then we can shout him, because ons het jou die ding al gesê, why are you doing it? But then if you do it for the first time,
it's repetition also.
No, it's repetition. Growing up a child is repetition, right? But so the first time, you can't, like, for the first time, if that child does that thing for the first time and you go with an expectation that that child shouldn't do that thing, you can't, because jy het nog nie die kind hy geleer nie. Leer eers die kind en dan leer jy weer die kind, and then you teach him again, and then it's gonna be repetition up until a certain time, and you also see the growth in that child, where that child, because Zachary does it, where that child comes to you And that child would say, I am not allowed to do this, mommy, right? And then you say, no, my angel, you are not allowed to do that. So you can't have an expectation towards a child if you haven't taught that child something for the first time from the word go. I must just say that. I must just say that. So
And
that's
guess
the
what?
difference between expectations and
And guess what?
without teaching.
Even with the repetition.
Yes, even with the
it might
repetition.
still happen again.
It might still happen again, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That is okay.
As
I am okay.
As long as you've put that structure in place to guide.
To guide. It's a continuous thing. Parenting never stops.
And not guiding just expect.
Guiding never stops. But my one situation and my one problem is you having expectations towards a child when you haven't taught that child 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is where it comes with teenagers as well. I just want to dab in there. I don't have a teenager yet, but I feel for teenagers where you have all these expectations towards this teenager because he's a certain age. Now he must act according to his age. How is he going to act according to his age if he hasn't been taught, if he hasn't been guided through life, and if he hasn't received any teaching? He has just received like harsh parenting. He has just received like rules and principles and all these kind of things, and then you have all these expectations, but there has never been any parenting. There's never been any teaching. It's a teaching, like we also as adults, we constantly need teaching. Everybody in this world constantly need teaching. They can never be expectations in life, man. Like, no expectations in life. Let's teach each other, let's learn together, and let's grow together. And when a child feels some type of way, or a child does certain things a type of way, like I recently watched a TV series where this woman, she's dealing with teenagers, right? And the one boy likes to break down things, and he likes to burn down things. And she said, you know what? It's not that this child is it's not that he likes breaking things or he likes harming things. That child has anger inside of him, and nobody has taught him that you can actually say, I feel upset today because 1, 2, 3 happened. Now all he knows is when I feel this way, I need to break something or I need to burn something down. That child has never been taught that there is a different way, or there is a way to deal with things. The next point is healing as a parent without your child feeling it. Oh, that's gruesome. That's gruesome, right?
Why gruesome?
It's gruesome because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to heal while you are a parent. Because you have, for instance, while you have your own childhood drama, you don't want your child to feel it, right? And you, as an adult, are now understanding things more wiser. And you experience the feelings now, but now you are at a point where you want to heal. But while I'm healing, I don't want my child to feel that I'm lost. All right? So it's grueling because you need to stay focused the whole time. You know, it's a constant conversation that you have with yourself the whole time to say, this memory came up, and this memory, I remember this memory now in my adulthood, and I understand more of this memory. And now you see everything that was wrong in that memory, and it makes you feel sad. Right? And it makes you feel some type of way, for instance, right? Because you understand better now. I mean, you're wiser. With age comes wisdom, and you see the situation or the scenario different as when you were a child. So now, as much as people say your past is your past and forgive and forget, your past is your past through. But it's your responsibility to heal from your past, especially if you aim to become a healthy adult. You can't just leave your past in your past. It comes up, it creeps up, it plays in your emotion, it plays in your actions, it plays in the way you think, it plays in the way you talk, it plays in the way you grow. It really it plays in your character. But when you are in a position or in a space where you want to heal because you want to be healthy and feel lighter while you have a child, while you go through your mist and your storm that you are going through, you constantly have to have this conversation with yourself that I need to heal, I'm going to heal, I want to heal. This situation was not right, but this situation is in the past. I am going to get over this situation. I'm going to pray about it, or I'm going to go to therapy, or I'm going to speak to my husband about it, or whatever way of coping mechanism that you have. I am going to do this as an adult, but at the same time, while I'm dealing or while I'm in this midst of whatever I'm going through, I still need to be a healthy mom. And I still need to be a healthy dad. And I still need to put this beautiful smile on my face and love my son and be present, because as much as I'm recovering from the situation that happened, I still have to be present and be so grateful with what I have in front of me. And the reason why I say that is grueling is sometimes we get lost. We either stay stuck in the past and we stay stuck in the hurt, that we miss everything that's going through. So now we're irritated, we don't appreciate our kids, we don't even teach our kids. Like, as net die mekaar, man. Verstaan wat ek bedoel? Like, you are just not yourself, right? And in the process you might just hurt your kid. So it's grueling, because you have to stay focused the whole time. Like, tell yourself, train your brain, and keep on praying. Constantly keep on praying for everything, right? Or you might stay stuck in your past, or you might leave everything behind you and say everything is behind me and I'm just going on with my future right now, and everything is my future. And then this one day comes and then everything crashes in, because that is how the human body and the human brain works. If you are gonna be putting everything under the mug, under the rug constantly all the time, you are gonna crash and burn one day. It's important to acknowledge your thing, acknowledge what's happening, go through the process. The process is the healing. Go through the process and eventually get your healing and heal from it. But at the same time, while I'm going through my process and while I'm healing, I'm still present, because what I have in front of me is my future, and I am healing here because this is important. This future here is important. That's why I'm saying it's grueling. Why am I talking the whole time? Am I talking the right things?
Okay, you.
Am I talking the right things, or like?
You are. That's why I'm listening to what you're saying, babe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shoot,
Yeah.
I was just in a zone there now, hey?
Yo, okay.
I should become a motivational speaker, hey?
You should really go in on it, babe.
I should. Okay.
You cover all that in the next line as well.
Is it responsibility to heal as a parent? Bam! I said all of that.
So
that was actually our last point. Your responsibility to heal as a parent. It is your responsibility.
I can't even say anything after that, because you covered everything. So I was just listening and taking note, which is the truth.
Yeah.
And you covered everything, babe.
I'm glad. Are you sure you don't want to say anything else?
There's nothing.
I can talk, eh?
There's nothing I can add on top of that, babe. You covered everything.
Okay, I think we are gonna do more videos like this, because there is like so much to talk about. We have covered everything that we wanted to cover in this video. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us and to yeah, listen to us as parents, as a 4-year-old mama. My son is 4 years of age. We are so excited to see who Zachary becomes from the age 4 to 5, because from the age 3 to 4, it has been a beautiful journey for us. Zachary is more vocal. Zachary is more, is using bigger words.
He's coming into his own as a human being.
He's coming into his own as a human being. Zachary would tell me, seriously, Mom? Seriously? Are you seriously gonna do that right now? And I just love it. So I don't even know what 4 to 5 is gonna bring to our lives and to bring to our tables right now. Like in the morning, Zachary would come to us and say, guys, it's morning time. Look, the sun is up. It's time to wake up. That is where we're at now. So what is gonna happen when it's 5? Yeah, we are excited for that. Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. Thank you so much for doing a sit down like this. We haven't done a sit down like this in the longest time ever. It has literally been 3 months in the last time we did a sit down. Thank you so much. We love you from the Roaches. Bye.
Bye bye.